Okay, and we've been live for a few seconds. Hey, my name is Bruce Lombardo, and I am a YouTuber and have been for the past 10 years. So today we're going to talk about some funny stuff that's been going on in America, primarily because I'm not a person that lives anywhere else. In fact, I moved from a crappy part of America, Illinois, in my boycott maneuver of my 30s to Texas. And initially, I was living with my cousin, and life was interesting because it was Corpus Christi. Not my first choice, but it was Texas. And after about a year, I started living in a different mindset. I entered the oil field, and it really was a huge variance from the life that I had led living in retail or doing security jobs or just having a altogether unpleasant existence. And that's exactly how I view that, because there's a lot of ways that one can live through life, but you can only go so far by yourself. You have to be able to alter your game, alter the rules of your game, and you have to be able to push and manipulate the world around you. And I had done quite a bit of that to kind of get where I was, but in Illinois, it pushed me back, and I went from making a living to not. I endured that for a few years, and once Caterpillar left Peoria in 2009, I was pretty much free to go. Stayed, tried to make it work, because nobody ever wants to really feel like a retreating general. Nobody ever wants to really feel like a retreating general whenever they are talking about their home. And Apollo, if you so choose, I'm inviting you in, my friend. Thank you for your arrival. But I just wanted to talk about today because we had some stuff happen with Goodyear and Donald Trump. And it was an interesting little thing that happened with that, because all of us have choices and all of us have a desire to manipulate our wallet or our outcome to where we're better off tomorrow than what we started off today. And that's pretty basic. Me making my power move, my pro gamer move to Texas, and then getting in the oil field and allowing me to enjoy the life that I've got to say that there's no better result that happened to where largely I do enjoy a fairly comfortable lifestyle. I have got a job I love. I've got the world kind of in the spin of English that I appreciate. And I know that whenever I pick up that stick again and I want to knock a cue ball around, I know I'll have more ability to get the pockets occupied the way I want to. The prime pocket being my wallet pocket. So doing something like that, you have to make choices about what are your expenditures going to be and how are you going to foster the mindset to keep you on a narrow path to get things done. And that's not an easy process. I don't recommend anybody do this stuff lightly to where they make a cross-country move. But once I had it in my head that no matter what, I can't support the people that are injuring my wallet, that are hurting me. That was an easy mindset to adapt to. And it wasn't much long afterwards that I was able to quit smoking, because I figured out I was able to equate it and put it together in my head that I didn't need to have something that was going to kill me, physically or financially. So I'm just doing a kind of like a quick broadcast, and I'm going to do an aside with what happened today with El Presidente. And I love throwing a little lingo in there because, you know, our the people we appreciate throw a little lingo in there too. Apollo Patriot, hey, have you seen Jeremy's video? It's weird stuff on Netflix with children. I will not I will not comment on that, but no, I've not seen it yet. And it looks like something that is what I expect out of Greece, if you're referring to somebody fleeing to Greece. They did it in the past. They're kind of comfortable with it now. I'm not going to say much more. But Greece doesn't have extradition like a lot of other countries do, or they're not supposed to. And if you do want to join in Apollo, just click that link that I put in the chat there. But the mindset that you have to have in order for you to make your next step as your pro gamer move or as your adult move, you're going to have to outline what it is you want first. And secondly, if you don't have the answers, you need to get somebody to give you the answers to help you put together the path you want. And this is something that I think everybody, man, woman, there's only two genders, man and woman, need to further themselves. And sometimes we go to our coworkers, or sometimes we go to our HR people, and sometimes we go to people that are outside our work because maybe work isn't everything to you. You just want a better quality of life, and maybe your jobs are limited, like I was in Illinois. So once I was able to figure this out, I had to cut a lot of things out of my life. Now, I still kept my hobbies because at that point, my hobbies were not hitting me in the pocket, not that much. $20 a month is usually what most people will spend in a week on cigarettes, or $80 a month on a hooker. And I wasn't needing that. I mean, it was Peoria, Illinois, and there was still a large amount of 30s and 40s women that were freshly divorced, needing some hydraulic work done on their pump side, if you understand what I'm saying. So what I would advise you to do is to, once you have this plan together, don't hesitate. Don't deviate from it. Just go whole hog. Because the moment you relax on it, the moment you take your hand off the throttle, you're going back into coasting mindset. And all of a sudden, you're going to realize that you're making the same mistakes you were making before. And I procrastinated getting out of Illinois for 5 or 6 years. And I had to do it. Now, I know a lot of Texans don't want to hear me talk about this because I've had success. And I'm not trying to say I've had success and let me show you how to, because some people might follow me here and they don't put it all together, or they go about it the wrong way, or they don't put all the steps together. But the main thing is get educated. And it doesn't mean go to school. That means find somebody at a position that does stuff you want to do. And then once you have that, write it down and have it blare at you from every angle in your own house. Have it on your refrigerator. Have it on your mirror in your bathroom. Do everything you can to make sure that you are constantly being reinforced passively as to where you need to be angling yourself so you can soar into that lifestyle you want. I'm not saying that I've tapped out. I'm done. I've got everything I want. I'm in Texas and I live in a 2-bedroom apartment, and we're going to get 2 ferrets and about 30 cats. And me and my roommate, we're just going to have the fucking ultimate gamer lifestyle. Polyhedrals everywhere, right? So no, not quite there yet. I'm getting ready to put some things into play here. And this is kind of like where I'm at right now. And other people are doing this too. I mean, fuck, Gary from Nerdrotic is moving out of California. Props to Gary. And if you're not subscribed to Gary, you got to go and help the man out, because just go give him some likes and some shares. He's on Parler now. Parler is like the big social media for the people that got kicked off Twitter, like myself. And why did we get kicked off Twitter? Well, I'll tell you why. Because Twitter is ran by a screeching bunch of blue-haired, fat, ugly women that you wouldn't fuck if you were sober. And you probably wouldn't fuck if you had been hanging out with a critical drinker going shot for shot with him. Nope. These women are unfuckable. And there's some men in there too. And they're the type of people that say they love Alyssa Milano. So anyway, now that I've said that, you get this mindset in your head, and you're being bombarded by it because you put the stimuli out there in your abode of how you're going to change your life. And maybe you have a friend that might be giving you some positive reinforcement. And nagging from parents, for those of you younger people or people that have stalled out in your 20s and 30s living with your parents, listen, your parents don't mean to hurt you. They love you very much. But they don't want to see you stagnate. They don't want to see you get older under their roof. They want to see you get your shit together and be ready to go again, because that's what you're supposed to do. We are a nation of risk takers as Americans, and those of us that don't live in America, you people need to understand that at some point you will have to be accountable for the things you do. So if you've decided to become stagnant and you've stalled out in life, the only person you can blame is yourself. Okay? And that's exactly where the blame will need to be had at. Well, Apollo Patriots now saying, Q's been exposing this for a long time. Hollywood's not showing this stuff in public. Yes, they've been showing this in public for about the past 18 months. And then you had a bunch of people that got real hot on the bandwagon and decided to strike while the iron's hot. You have Out of the Shadows, which is a really good movie. I'll see if I can find it and throw it to you. That's one of the best YouTube videos I've seen from basically a small team of people, like a handful of people put that together, where they talk about all the evil going on in Hollywood, about with all the kids and all the people and all the stuff behind the scenes. And Parler's kind of helping him out with my YouTube videos. I had an Israeli military guy in my comments. Dude, Parler's awesome. In fact, I should probably share this to Parler right now. I know. Self-aggrandizing. And by the way, Paula, did you see the two Florida babes that just won, Miss Luna and Miss Loomer? Dude, they're going to help drain the swamp, because I have a feeling Laura Loomer's probably not going to make it too well in the actual election come November. But I think Miss Luna, once people get an idea of what she stands for, the people in her district are going to get behind her. Now, I could be totally wrong. I probably will get that wrong, but I just don't see Loomer rising that high. She might. I mean, she is a Jewess, and she does do really well, but she's in a neighborhood that has a lot of Northeastern types, and they still have that dumb mindset, vote blue no matter who. We put this dead monkey up on the Democrat ticket, and we know you're going to vote for it because this dead monkey has a team of handlers that's going to make sure that your kids pay higher tax increases. And that's basically what I don't want to see. But anyway, right now I'm sharing this to Parler. Please excuse me looking down. Oh, by the way, I got a fat neck. There we go. Okay. So what I've been talking about so far is kind of like how to figure out the dead weed in your life and how to get this shit culled and how to get things to where you're able to focus on getting yourself propelling forward. You do all that, and you're going to be at an easier part of your game. You're going to still have trouble. You're still going to ask yourself all the time, is it worth it? I ask myself that 3 years in Texas. I'm like, God damn it, is this worth it? Like, I'd been down here, it was 2014. I was seeing people getting laid off, and I was still soaring high because I've got a hazmat. So, I mean, when you've got a hazmat and tanker endorsement on your CDL, you pretty much don't have to worry about anything. You just kind of go get a job wherever you want. And I know that sounds crazy, but that's how it works. And I'm thinking, man, I think we're going to head for a recession. I didn't want to say the D word, not depression. Didn't want to say that, but we were heading towards it in the oil field, and things kept nosediving. It didn't get better. I don't know what happened. I was working for a failed company at the time named C&J Energy Services, and they made a lot of critical errors. A lot of it was fueled by cocaine. I can say that pretty well. There was a real murky autopsy on the CEO of the company, and I met the guy. I liked him, and I didn't realize at the time he was higher than a kite. Real good guy as far as like being a provider and the type of guy that like was stand up, but his demons were the things driving the wheel, driving him around. He did everything in the name of him maintaining that high. I don't understand how somebody could do that, but that was oil field life. And I mean, I was sober as shit. I was getting 18 to 20 piss tests every year. And that's just something that I kind of figured, well, I guess this is the new normal. And by the way, I really hate that phrase, the new normal. Somebody needs to get rid of that. Sorry. So mainly you have to forget about the things that you enjoy, because you're going to be tempted to spend time and resources, your money, on those things. Now, if you've got kids, you're really behind the eight ball, because you really have a hard time telling your kids we can't do this or we can't do that. Like, I don't know anybody that's ever made it out of the poverty hole with kids. And most of the time they have to like go get the education. They have to, or they, if they're a woman, they have to go suck a good dick. But women have life on easy mode, and you're never going to convince me otherwise because that's how it's always been. All right. You've heard people in different states want to start a civil war because the government wants to keep people in their own houses. But if that happened here in Texas, we all have guns. Yeah, pew pew. It's how it is. I mean, we're barely tolerating a mask order from Governor Greg Abbott, and everywhere I've gone, people, once they get at work, and if they're outside even 3 hours a day, they've gone through 2 or 3 masks. They're not going to wear another mask after noon. They're done. If they've got to go inside, give me a rag. Give me that greasy mechanic rag. I'm just going to breathe in these grease fumes, the hydraulic fluid fumes, until I pass out at my desk. But that's Texas, and we're a different mindset. A lot of people say, well, you guys just don't contain the virus well. Listen, sweetheart, when you have an airborne assailant, you really can't contain it, okay? Secondly, it's not that deadly. The people that are dying from this thing are not exactly pinnacles of health, all right? Very few cases of this stupid virus that the Chinese government couldn't keep the lid on. Aha! It comes from China! Most of these people got sick, and they were already at death's door. Pretty certain I had it. That's why I tested positive for the antibodies in April. But in December and January, I wasn't feeling well. There was like 5 or 6 days where I couldn't really go farther than my bedroom hallway because I had to be tethered to my toilet. I'm a native of Texas, full-blooded. Apollo, dude, props to you, man. I am a Illinoisan that loves his new home state. And cheers to you. May I have another? Okay. Woo. All right. So I've got to say that you have this mindset that you've got to put in place. By the way, if you're trying to boycott things and keep your wallet fatter, if you're in the middle of doing stuff, do not get into craft beer. Or maybe get into it just a little bit. Just have the taste. So now you have a reason to succeed. And I'm going to tell you the reason why I had that. I work in septic tanks and grease traps, okay? I have a sick, disgusting job. But I've got to say that today was my crowning achievement day. After been here for 7 months, 7 months and a week at my job, doing the same thing I might have told you about in the oil field, working on pumps, playing with chemicals, things that nobody else wants to. I might say that today was my best day ever, because in production, I scored out $1,700, about $1,750 in grease and assorted septic items. Just me pulling a hose, sucking it into a tank. And then in March, I had a lady in front of me that I said, if I have to be back here and do any work within like a year, your laterals are messed up. Now, you country people understand what I just said. Lateral lines come off a septic tank. That's where your bathroom flow eventually gets into your outdoors. And when they clog up, thanks to tree roots typically, that's when guys like me show up and we're like, well, I think you need to spend about a lot of money. And I told her that. I said it's going to cost you about $1,800. Wow. So anyway, I'm going to get into Apollo's comment there in just a second. But in production, I did $1,700. Typically, what I do is about I'll do an hour's worth of work at your house for about $400, including tax. Today, I did $1,700 on 3 stops. I sold another one, or I had a bid come through from March for another $1,800. Then I sold an additional $900 worth of product at a lady's house that really needs it. So, roughly $4,400 worth of items in my job that my boss is exceptionally happy about. And right now he is dancing around sombrero. And Apollo Patriot types. I don't drink, but man, I got to bring this up. So 343 saw a police siren calling card on a Halo Master Chief collection, and they want to remove it. Now, Apollo says, I'm done with 343. How about they remove the BLM? Well, I'm not a big fan of the BLM. I'd love to see the BLM go away. But unfortunately, we've allowed that mindset to fester. It's not anything new at all. The BLM is a bastard child of the Bolsheviks. And the Bolsheviks have kind of gotten involved with education after the 1960s. And they've kind of ruined our higher educated people. And it takes them to their 30s or 40s to get in mindset to where they're out of the college mindset, where they feel the world is fluffy and owes them a living, and they realize they got to pay taxes and things are just downhill. The Bolsheviks were really happy because one of their first fruits from that tree was a little piece of shit called Bill Ayers and his spouse or significant other, Bernadine Dorn. Now, those two got arrested after blowing a hole in the Pentagon back in the 1969, and they were part of a company or part of a group organization called the Weather Underground. And I just have to say that it's a shame that before I left Illinois, I didn't assassinate William Ayers. But he didn't live in my zip code. He didn't live in my area code. He lived up in DeKalb, Aurora. Those two places are kind of far away, but he has lodgings or associates in both. He's a professor at a university, and he's a piece of shit. And it's a shame that he's allowed to live. And if people have a problem with that, well, fuck them, because freedom of speech, bitches. Anyway, so we have this mindset in America to where we should allow communist ideals to be infesting our universities, and I don't really like that. I think that's bullshit. But that's been that way since the 1960s, and I'm not going to change it. And probably, as much as I love the geeks and gamers community, they're probably not going to change it. But we're going to be a thorn in their side, and I'm pretty okay with having the mindset of I have a purpose. Every time some socialist wants to open their mouth, I've got to point out a failure of theirs. And today, well, Goodyear. Let's pull something up, because boy, this is worthy of it. Share screen, yes. Hi guys. All right, get better tires for less. This is just a local station out of Cleveland, but I needed to have Goodyear Acceptable pop up, and Goodyear had a thing where this got leaked out: zero tolerance, Black Lives Matter, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender pride, LGBT. And don't be surprised if at some point they have an ageism or some sort of child favoring love bullshit tag go up in the LGBT stuff. But this is not a slippery slope, guys. Within 5 years of gay marriage, we're not going to be worried about people fleeing to Greece because they love to fuck kids. Heaven forbid that happens, right? So anyway, in Cleveland, Trump called for a boycott of Goodyear Tire and Rubber because they had a image go out: unacceptable. Blue lives matter. All lives matter. Political affiliated slogans or material matter. That's unacceptable. Do you understand, as a common person, that this is an attack against you from a major corporation that a lot of you are writing on right now? Now, I'm not saying that everybody go blow $900 and get new tires because fuck Goodyear. No. If your tires are in good shape, you already paid for them, go ahead, use them. wear them down to where it's unsafe, and then swap them out. Don't bail out of your current company tires or current personal vehicle tires just because of that, okay? But you don't need to do that. What you need to do is just live, okay? And after this image hit, Trump tweets, "Don't buy Goodyear tires. They announced a ban on MAGA hats. You can get better tires for far less, and this is what the radical left Democrats do. Two can play the same game, and we have to start playing it now." Motherfucker, I've been telling people to be doing this shit since fucking Endgame, since Infinity War and Ant-Man and the Wasp. Once all the bullshit came out about the Marvel Cinema Universe, which turned into a shit show, once all that hit, I told people, listen, I'm done with everything Disney. Disney had already told us that, you know what, you're a racist, sexist, misogynist, you don't like trans people, blah, 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 blah. And they were throwing us all the hate. And Wizards of the Coast had to stand up behind Disney and said, we proudly embrace diversity. And they said that basically they got rid of every heroic dude in the PH. And now if you look at any D&D stuff, very rarely do you have the atypical hero being a white straight male, and it's lovely. By the way, Goodyear stock went down like 39% at 5 p.m. today. It was glorious. Anyway, I always tell people to buy Pirelli tires. No, they're not American. You know what Pirellis are? They're fucking good. They're fucking good. You pay for good. If you don't like good, go ahead and get Bridgestone Firestone, because that's a shit show. Anyway, so we go back to sharing the screen here. According to a statement, after the president tweeted this, the slide was not distributed from Goodyear corporate headquarters in Akron. It was not part of diversity training class. And that was August 19th, 9:33. That's this morning. Okay, beautiful shit. Now, Goodyear is a focus of this conversation that has got some misconceptions about our policies and company. Goodyear has always wholeheartedly supported both equality and law enforcement, will continue to do so. By the way, for those of you that are dancing in that legalese right now, I hope the chains you wear don't weigh you down so much, because that must suck to be you. I really got to say that people that have this mindset like, oh, well, we got to support our minority neighbors and friends. Listen, as long as the guy down the street who might not be born where you were born or educated where you were educated, as long as you and him can function safely in a society, you're not hurting each other, you're not causing problems for each other, I can guarantee you he's pretty okay with you living and having a successful life. He might get upset because you get a Cadillac Escalade, or maybe you get even better and you go for a McLaren. Yes, McLaren, because they are fucking awesome. All right, so now that we've discussed that, like this entire shit show, they talk about the the beast. There's a vehicle in the president's retinue called the Beast. And the puncture-resistant tires on the presidential limo are all Goodyears. And this photo was taken in 2009. Okay? That right there, 2009. You know, I'm happy for Goodyear. They keep things like this because you need to have, like, your trophies up. By the way, Goodyear, what have you done for us lately? Really don't like you in Formula One either, because you guys always talk about Black Lives Matter. In fact, Formula One has bought into the poison apple of Black Lives Matter, which is a shit show. It's communist mindset, and communism just needs to die. Now, you don't have to die, but you need to change your mindset if you think BLM is a good thing. It's one thing to support minorities and think, you know what, I want everybody to have a fair shot at their success. As long as their success doesn't mean that I or my friends and family get hurt and, you know, get economically nailed. I want a competition. It doesn't have to end up equally, but we have to start out equally, okay? And that's the difference between a person who says, I'm going to succeed on my own merits, and somebody who says, oh, I hope the government helps me get through all this. So, now that we've discussed this, by the way, Pirellis. Anyway, uh, Donald Trump said he's going to take the tires off the beast as he steps up an attack on American manufacturer for banning workers from wearing MAGA hats. And that was where Goodyear started to backpedal. They backpedaled so hard. And the thing is that ever since 2018, after the really lame duck movie, of Ant-Man and Wasp, I was like, well, I think I saw the last Marvel Cinematic Universe film I want to see. And I didn't go see the Last Jedi because I wasn't feeling it. I watched the previews, I watched the trailers, and I couldn't get behind it. And then I started watching spoiler reviews, and I'm like, oh, I'm glad I didn't watch that shit show. Apollo Patriot. Steven Crowder's good stuff. Even Matt Best. Matt Best is my fucking hero, even though he's like 8 years younger than me. Good dude. Steven Crowder, he's fun to watch. He's a good comedian, and he makes you think. Most comedians should make you think, because if they don't make you think, all they've done is play to the lowest hanging apple in your brain matter, and that's it. They've done nothing. It's just like you having a good fart joke, okay? But Crowder, even Shapiro comes out with some gold every now and then. But the guys at Black Rifle Coffee, and even Grunt Style and Ranger Up are really badass companies. I think everybody, if you aren't supporting the companies that want to promote the values you love, I'm just going to put out there like Black Rifle Coffee. If you're not a member of the Black Rifle Coffee subscription team, which means that you order coffee and you can order select varieties of coffee. They've got some of their coffees. They do have like a rotation where sometimes there'll be months where they don't have this coffee bean in. Sorry, but you get on their rotation and you get this stuff shipped at no shipping charge. Now that's great. You already have that with Amazon Prime. Don't use Prime. Don't make Jeff Bezos more money. Fuck him. Yeah. Yeah. Okay? Anyway, so Jeff Bezos isn't a guy that appreciates that. He doesn't like Black Rifle Coffee. He's not a big fan of the Grunt Style, Club Grunt Style, for those of us that are in the know. Anyway, yeah, I have a Grunt Style shirt. I love Grunt Style. They're down on Broadway, and that's their main office here in the States. I don't think they have an overseas office, but Grunt Style has a shop here in San Antonio, and you can go in there. Every time I go in there, they offer me beer. Do they know me? Do they even know me? Wow, this is great. I'm slamming beers like Freya's slamming cock in the new Norseman show. And if you haven't watched Norseman on Netflix, that's probably the only reason why you want to have your aunt or your sister's Netflix account on your personal items so you can watch The Norseman. It's the greatest fucking show since The Wire. Totally different genre. The Wire is drama with a little bit of comedy, and Norseman is absolute comedy. Other side of the families in the military, they get free Black Rifle Coffee at their base. Dude, Black Rifle Coffee puts probably one bag of coffee on an active duty air base or military base for every bag of coffee that's bought. And you might think, what? And I'm like, listen, coffee beans are cheap. They're really cheap. If you buy in bulk, if you buy a bag of coffee beans that are unroasted, that right there is going to show you exactly how much you got fucked by Starbucks. Now, Black Rifle Coffee has almost the same price as Starbucks for their regular blends, and they do have an upper tier of more coffee that is more money, and you don't have to go that far. You can, and I'm not gonna get upset. You can go ahead and get it. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you love their stuff. But I've got to say that Black Rifle Coffee's regular blends are between $13 and $17. And they have an upper tier for $25 for a 12-ounce bag. And that's getting to that limit to where I don't need that. I just need calf, or I need Beyond Black. Maybe I need Blackbeard's Delight, which is not really my favorite blend, but it blends very well with ice cream and whiskey. And if you haven't had whiskey in your ice cream and coffee, you're missing out. You are really missing out. That's good stuff. And this kind of goes along that entire mindset of like cutting out the things that you don't want in life, because you don't want to be supporting people that are against you. Like, I don't buy anything from Starbucks. I just drive past like 40 Starbucks on my day, and I miss nothing. I have a thermos from Black Rifle Coffee. I fill it up with 64 ounces of God-given fucking wake your ass up, Bruce. And this is what I brew in the morning. I grind my beans. I put them through the strainer. I put it in my $10 or $12 coffee maker because that's what I use. And then I go off to work. I share my coffee with people that love good coffee, and they're like jazzed. They're like, oh my God, I just had Bruce's coffee. Ah. And then they go out and they do shit. They're like, they make money or stuff. And by the way, I not only made $4,500 today, made $3,500 yesterday, and I made $3,500 on Monday, and $2,600 for my job on Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. I've already beaten my predecessor at my job. I've already smashed that fucker on his monthly sales and production. But anyway, so I'm just saying that all you've got to do is what you do best. And if you are somebody that's motivated to succeed, you get your mindset, you have your knowledge, you put your plan in action, and you're going to be all right. It's not going to be easy for you. No matter what, nothing you want is ever going to be easy unless you already have the resources at hand. And this is something that is just kind of the extra, the icing. I didn't know I had this $100 in my bank account. I'm going to buy this game on Steam or the PS4 network or whatever it is. And if you feel that you don't need those resources and you want this entertainment, go for it. People ask me, Bruce, are you going to get into Pathfinder 2nd Edition? Are you going to play 2nd Edition or 5th Edition D&D? Are you going to get involved with Wizards of the Coast 6-Ed beta test? Because they're now hiring for a Veep for their D&D brand. And I say happily, no. The only company out there that I will ever happily fucking tell you that you need to buy all their shit is Frog God Games. As far as gaming, tabletop gaming is concerned, Frog God Games, they've got some really good stuff. They've got their own brand of old style D&D, and I mean old style. It's like 0 edition up until like the Strategic Review 1976. Some of you just lost yourself. Like, what? What was he talking about? Elves is a class. Okay, now that I've said that, and it's not really elves as a class, but it goes back all that way up until that point, and they show you how they run their game. It's a very thick book. It's called Swords and Wizardry, and I suggest that if you love old-style tabletop role-playing games, get it, because it's great. Even the PDF is really cheap. It's like $10. Go for it. I'll put the link in chat. Well, that was mainly all I wanted to talk about because I had to show you the things I boycotted in my life. I don't like Disney, not big into Wizards of the Coast and all that. Paula Patriot's like, dude, I'd like me some Columbia coffee. Colombian coffee is great. It doesn't hurt your kidneys. If I drink Arabica style coffee, my kidneys hurt. Ooh. Hey, you should try posting your videos on Parler to show your videos to people. Use a hashtag symbol, Trump, hashtag videos, and might help out your pew pew. Sweet! I'll do that. Thank you. But I just want to come in here for a bit. Apollo, dude, I understand you're busy. That's why you didn't enter the chat, or you were in the chat but didn't enter the screen. But I'd be more than happy to host you sometime if we ever get the chance to be in a live stream together. I want to do that because like your memes are fire. You've got the best memes. I don't know how else. Like, hold on here. We're gonna share the screen again. Okay. Lethal lightning. All right. Damn it. Okay. Okay. Dave Filoni and Shock Ahsoka. Yeah, that right there. That's some good stuff. All right. Oh my God. And then he did this, which Dave Filoni's drawing us all out there. Looks like he's got Adam on one, or Anna. Anna showing her feet. Oh my God, no. If Anna ever dresses up like a blue Twilight girl, there's gonna be an outpouring of children. Testosterone count's gonna go up in the geeks and gamers community because like Anna showed her feet, and we're gonna see exactly what the fuck happened about 9 months from now. But really, as much as I love saying that, I actually am a bigger guy for Tugs because Tugs is hot and she's like sweet. All right. Yeah, we need to go back here. Oh my God. Have you watched my newest video? Have you watched my newest video? Uh-oh. Oh. Oh no, John Talks getting the what the fuck? Isn't that an ugly broad that was talking about how they're going to ruin Star Wars with diversity? I mean, I wouldn't. Yeah. All right. Out. Anything's a dildo if you're brave enough. This right here. This is why I love fucking Apollo Patriot. Look at his clip work, okay? Look at how he got this shit trimmed up. And poor Raging Rhino, the full Aussie going on right now. Just classic stuff. This is why when I tell people to subscribe to Apollo Patriot, make him your friend, make him your buddy. He's in the G&G community. He's a big partner of ours in the Lethal Lightning chat rooms. I know that sounds pretty lame. I'm advocating the Discord server. Listen, Lethal Lightning's a bad motherfucker. 2, he's got a great community growing up around him. He just saw Mara Jade, his stateside hottie girlfriend. She just got joined. Basically, she's like a person on YouTube that you can now join. And Lethal Lightning, I have no problem throwing him money. I gotta want to see him succeed. He's such a great motherfucker. Genghis Khan did nothing wrong. Oh my God, white supremacy. Oh my God, Genghis Khan did nothing wrong. This is just some classic shit. God damn it, Ryan. Yeah, we know Ryan. Pixelated fucker. I love you, Ryan. I'm giving you shit, Ryan, because like when I first saw you, you talked about West End games and how you love the old Star Wars, and now you're basically just like not even talking about the great stuff. You talk about the new shit, which is shit. What the fuck? The fuck is going on here? Oh my God. And when I talk about Lethal Lightning's hottie Americanized girlfriend, this is not her. This is Tugs. This is the one that I can't wait to know she's starting to make babies. If you need help, baby, I'm in San Antonio. God damn it. Damn it. Lethal, get out of her booties. Here's Lethal's hot broad. She's super sweet. She's a real good person. Jade Shadow. Fuck. Love my smoothie. I love my smoothie. This is a better version of Collider than what we get with Collider. I'm just gonna say, there's not a whole lot out there that doesn't shock me, but I see things like this, and I want to cry. Yeah. Sorry, 343 Halo fans, you're getting fucked by 343. I shitted and farted and cummed my pants. Oh my God. I'm just gonna go to Apollo's memes from that. What the fuck? Did Jay like glitch out? Poor John. I love John Talks. He's good. Odin Bane. Odin Bane is here to help you stream labs. Okay. So, Apollo, thank you. You make me laugh, dude. I'll see you in Discord. I'm going to get busy and play some games. And if you guys are interested in what I like to play, well, then Saturday I've got a live stream coming up. It's going to be our Czar game. I hopefully want it to be the live stream, the big ass live stream we got. And be nice to see more than 6 people in there. But, you know, start small. I've only been doing this for 10 years, and it's a limited engagement as far as like interest, because most people do not want to watch D&D, and that's fun. That's fine. I'm okay with it. I don't watch Critical Role either. So you guys, Apollo, oh my God. Yep, Jeremy loves it. Hell, dude, I thank you so much, because like I love your work, and all that can happen is more opportunities for you to get your stuff out there. Put it on Parler, put it on Facebook, put it in our Discord servers. And man, thank you so much for showing up today. You guys that are watching in the after party, thank you so much.